am with another little video, and as you can see here, I've got the Skulltimate Secrets Monster High Hollywood Mysteries doll, Clawdeen to be exact, and I'm incredibly happy to get this because, like I shared in my previous Monster High unboxing with Caddy, I tried to get these dolls before, but Walmart had canceled my order. But yeah, I ended up getting Clawdeen. And here we just have the front of her packaging, and it's like really cute with this like very dark purple and these like yellowish golds and whatnot. And as you can see, we just have these like little gates that are like that yellowish gold with the skeletts on it. And we have the Monster High logo with that kind of like holographic foil over it. And the gorgeous artwork of Miss Clawdeen Wolf herself. I really do love this Clawdeen. I wanted to get her because she has those really big kinky curls. And Mattel always gives her like straight hair for some reason, and like I would like to see them give her like more textured hair and like afro hair in general, but like yeah. Here we just have the rest of the pictures on the front. It's really nothing much to it, and we have this like very wasteful not cardboard, but plastic like case and whatnot. You can't really do much with it, but like you know what I mean, they just include it because they want to include it, I guess. And then moving on to the back, just says 125 plus looks and 19 plus surprises, as well as the artwork of every diva over here. Got Miss Frankie and Miss Caddy over here. Really glad I own Caddy. Now the only one I really need is Frankie, because I do think that Frankie is actually really pretty. And like I don't usually get like entire lines or like one entire like collections of things, but like this one is definitely an exception. But yeah, just have that very gorgeous front packaging. But then the next part, she's gonna be out of the box. Here we are with the stunning Clawdeen Wolf out of the box, and I'm like really like kind of just like in awe of this like doll's design, because like everything from her hair to her makeup to like the accessories on her outfit and whatnot is just like, you know what I mean, like completely top tier in my opinion. And like I've already kind of like teased her hair up a bit and just like kind of taken a brush and just like tried to fluff it up a bit, and like not brushed it obviously because you're not supposed to really brush this kind of like, you know, curl, but I went ahead and tried to get rid of as much of the box hair as I could. Now as you can see, she's got some tinsel in her hair, and this color is honestly just like a very light like brown and whatnot with like a little bit of like blonde strands in it, I think. And it's obviously this very poofy like kinky curly type, and like I really love this because like I said before, I feel like Mattel just keeps giving Clawdeen this like straight hair, and like, you know, she's a black character, so like y'all need to go ahead and actually give her these like curls that you're so afraid to give her normally, you know what I mean? But here we have this gorgeous delicious face of hers and these little painted on baby hairs. Now I'm just gonna start off with her eyebrows, and they're just this like very sculpted like arched eyebrows. You can see the little like fine hairs in like the beginning of them too. And here we just have this really gorgeous eyeshadow look. It's just this kind of like bronzy gold on like the very like top, sort of near her brow bone. And then what seems to be a more yellowish tone gold layered on top of this like kind of dark brown. And then as you can see here, the shadow kind of like goes out to this like wing, and it's followed by the black winged eyeliner and whatnot. And as you can see, her bottom lashes and like bottom like eyeliner is just this like dark brown. And she's got these very adorable freckles on her face. And like these eyes are just this very like bright brown shade with this little like, or with these little like shines of like honey, like yellow, and like obviously you can see the little white shines in it. And I think she's got on like a very light pink blush. And as you can see here, she's just got this very cute like kind of very ombre like contoured lip almost. But like in my mind, this will always kind of be like the very Y2K street style, like, you know, girl of color lip, like if y'all know what I mean. But I know they're just calling it contour lips now because people always have to like call shit a different name every other year. But yeah, here we just have this base outfit. And as you can see, it's just this kind of like zebra print pattern almost. At least I think that's what it is. And we just have this gold jewelry kind of like layered atop of it. With like all of these chains and like crescent moons and like stars and whatnot. And then we have this kind of like purple star studded belt with like these crescent moons and these little chains. And she's just wearing these kind of like ruched opera gloves in this like very bright magenta purple. And you can just see there's like gold trim like stitching on like the dress. And she's got the Clawd painted on hands and whatnot. And moving on to these incredibly gorgeous boots. They're just this like fur textured like like very long boot. And they're not like knee length, but they're definitely like a very long boot for sure. And they're just like a nice high heel with these kind of like chains like layered on top of it. And I'm not sure if my flash is gonna be able to pick up on like the inner details of it all, but they seem to have like just general like molding on it and like little like images and like chains and whatnot. And like the base of the black boot seems to have this like kind of alligator or like snakeskin like pattern and whatnot. It's very interesting. And like obviously the fur is like molded on and whatnot, but I don't really mind that. And the only other two things that I have unboxed of her so far are the jacket that is supposed to go over this outfit and one of the skirts and whatnot. Just because I was taking pictures of her earlier because this doll is so photogenic and stunning. She literally just looks like a runway model, for real. And this hair is perfect. I'm probably gonna have to boil wash and condition this and like maybe like leave this in like a hairnet overnight, like to dry, to make it a little bit more like shaped, but I think just getting it out of the box and getting it like teased and ready for the video like did the job done, mostly. I would definitely not mind if this didn't have tinsel though, because I don't really like when dolls have like tinsel in their hair, but I don't mind it, especially if it's like Monster High, you know? And like obviously she's just got the basic like points of articulation for a G3 doll. So the chest articulation, shoulders, elbows, wrists, knees. All of the good posability, honestly. I'm really glad that I got Miss Clawdeen, because I was trying to get both Caddy and Clawdeen on the same night, but Walmart canceled my order for like no reason, and I didn't get my refund for like a while after, but you know, thanks to my boyfriend, I got Miss Caddy Noir, and my refund cleared, and I finally got this diva over here. But yeah, in the next clip, I'm just gonna show y'all the rest of the stuff that she comes with. Just gotta go ahead and like unlock this mostly. Again, I think that these like little cases are a little bit wasteful because of like all of the plastic and like you can't really do shit else with them. And they're not exactly like practical carrying cases for like the doll either. I mean, I would argue that they're really good at storing like the extra bits and pieces that you get with, you know, the doll itself, but like, yeah, I wouldn't mind if these were just packaged up with like regular cellophane, like plastic, and like regular cardboard that you could just tear apart. I'm sure that these would have been like a lot more cheaper upon retail without this like big giant chunk of plastic anyways. But yeah, as you can see, the wrapping on here is just this like spotted like cheetah print and like leopard print or whatever. And I just have to get the rest of her stuff out because I know she's supposed to come with a little stand piece for this and, you know, extra little like bits and bobs. But yeah, the next clip that's gonna be out. Got Clawdeen fully dressed and decked out in all of her accessories with her jacket and whatnot. Now, she looks like literally such a superstar. I'm like so floored. And I was literally floored by Caddy too. Like, these designs are like so strong, and like I cannot wait to get Frankie whenever I end up, you know, getting the chance to. Here we've just got the little handle and whatnot that you're supposed to assemble. So you can go ahead and like, you know, pull up the elevator and whatnot. It gets kind of stuck and doesn't work very well on Clawdeen's for some reason. And we've also got this like impossibly tiny purse that she was having difficulty holding, so her stand is holding it. But as you can see here, it's just got this little like these phases of the moon on like the strap and this little like black patterning and whatnot, and it's just like this very shimmery gold with these little molded on tassels and what I think to be a little wolf like emblem or whatever. And then here we've got the rest of her accessories. They're honestly really cute. As you can see, we've just got extra hands that can be replaced and swapped out so that she doesn't have permanently purple hands when you change the outfit. And then we just have these very cunty, adorable, like, wedged platform shoes with, like, a chain heel and, like, chains on the kind of, like, blocky part of the sole and whatnot. And as you can see here, there's these little, like, gold buckles with this wolf emblem. And they're very, very cunty, honestly. They're just this, like, purple and whatnot. And like gold, kind of bronzy orangish gold. And then we've got this little hanger that goes inside of her little like rack right in here, inside of that little closet thing. And then we have her extra skirt, and it's just got this little like star and like moon patterning on it, and it's like golden and like sheer and whatnot, because obviously you're supposed to layer that atop of the dress. And yeah, I'm really like enjoying the way that this doll looks, and like she's incredibly perfect. And like as you can see here, she's just got a little like very chunky wolf choker. It looks very bougie, and like it's just a very light like gold tone and whatnot, as opposed to like this very like, you know, brassy golden looking tone. And then we just have this fur trim jacket, if I didn't already mention it before. It's just got these little like spots on it, and it's like golden mesh and whatnot. Very cute and like reflective and shiny, I will say. And then we just have these very cunty glasses that have these like little like golden tassels on it. And they're this like very interesting shape that I do not know the name of. But yeah. Oh, she also came with that little stand piece and whatnot. But this was like incredibly perfect, and like this microphone, this like tiny little miniature thing is like really, really cute. I'm not sure if she's like gonna be a reporter or like if she's just like doing street interviews and podcasts, but like yeah, she comes with all of that. And like I'm really happy to like, you know, like I said, have her, because this doll is just like honestly one of the most striking Clawdeens that like they've released in G3, honestly. And I would really, really hope, and like I would like to see them release more Clawdeen dolls with like this kind of like textured curly hair, if not like more textured and curly, you know what I mean? But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed that little unboxing, because I definitely enjoyed putting this little dolly together and just like staring at her, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, divas.